Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So this is the video I'm creating in today's video, and it's a new trending nail art that I'm starting to see popping up all over Instagram and Pinterest. As usual, all the acrylic that I'm using is from Glitterbels, and for a change I'm going to be using sugared almond, and to do the nail art I'm going to be using mostly Madame Glam's gel polishes along with some of Beauty Luxe. I'm sure you've noticed that my nails are much shorter than what they normally are, and in this video I've used Glitterbels square matte nail tips for a change, and I normally don't use sugared almond, but I thought I would go ahead and give it a try. So as the nails are much shorter than normal, I'm going to try and do the acrylic in maximum 2 beads. So let's see if I do it or not. So just in with another bead just up at that cuticle area, I'm placing it as close to the cuticle area as I can, and I'm just tucking it in, making sure that it doesn't flood the cuticle or the side walls, and then brushing it forward to blend in with the rest of that acrylic. So as you can see, I've done that one in 2 beads, yay! Onto the ring finger now and in with bead number 1. So I am picking up a fairly large bead. I'm letting it turn completely glossy on my brush before I place it onto the nail, and holding my nail downwards, I'm letting gravity do its thing, and then I'm just pushing and patting it with my brush right down to that free edge. So in the middle of patting and shaping that acrylic, my brush decided to shed, so I just want to get that hair out of the nail before it starts to cure, and then I'm going to go in now with bead number 2. So again, it's a fairly wet bead, and I'm placing it just at the cuticle area as close as I can get it without flooding it, and I'm just going to pat and push it into place and then brush it forward to blend in with the rest of that acrylic. So that is bead number 2. But I do end up going in with a 3rd bead, possibly a 4th bead, just to make sure that the nail is completely structurally sound and I know that it's not going to break. So yes, I have ended up going in with just a little sliver of acrylic just on the side of that nail. I don't know about you, but when I'm doing acrylic nails or any type of nails, I always tend to have a little bit of a blind side, and that side is always my blind side. So I really have to pay attention to make sure that I've got all the acrylic on that nail. So onto the middle finger now, and again in with the biggest bead that I'm going to use, I'm just going to pat and push it, holding my nail downwards again to let gravity help, and then I'll just keep pushing and patting it, bring it down to the free edge, and if I need to cut it off, I'll just press my brush up against the free edge and cut it away any excess acrylic. So in again with the 2nd bead, and as you can see, the beads that I'm using are both quite large. So the 2nd bead is also going to be my apex area as well as the cuticle area. So I need to make sure I left enough acrylic. So looking at the nails here and from the other angle, you would sort of think that yes, that is fine. But when I look at it side on, I can see a dip. So I'm just placing another little bit of acrylic just to make sure that that nail is nice and symmetrical. Under the pointer finger now, and so far there's only been the little finger that I've been able to do it in 2 beads. So let's see if I can do this one. So in with the largest bead, which is the one that I take right down to the free edge, and then once I've got it at the free edge, I'll cut off any excess acrylic, and then I'll move in with my cuticle and my apex bead. So again, in with the second bead right up at the cuticle area. So it is really important that you keep your nail pointed downwards. Otherwise that acrylic is just going to flood back into your cuticle area, and that is what's going to cause your nails to lift. Okay, so that's the second nail that I've been able to do in 2 beads. It does look like there's a little bit going higher at the free edge, but that is what's going to give me enough room to make sure that I can file the nails completely level, and that when you look down the barrel of the nail, they're going to be nice and symmetrical as well. So onto the thumb now, and I just know that I haven't been able to do these in the 2 beads. So in with the first bead, again a fairly large bead, and I'm just bringing it right down to the free edge, but the more that I'm spreading it down, I can start to see that it's becoming a little bit more transparent. So straight away I know that I need to apply more acrylic just to make sure that that nail is going to be nice and strong. In with the second bead, and you can see I've just placed it in the area that I can see start to become more transparent. I've blended it up towards the cuticle area and then down towards the free edge. So going in now with another bead. Again, it's the cuticle and the apex bead, so I'm just going to tuck it and push and pat it into place, and then blend it down forward to the rest of that acrylic. So I do end up putting on more beads because again it is quite a large nail and it's wide, and as you can see now that I turned it to the side, you can see my blind spot. So I'm just going to turn it to the side, and I'm going to fill in that little space that you can see just with a little bit more of the acrylic. So bead number 4, that was just 2 nails that I was able to do in the 2 beads, but sure. That's all the acrylic laid. I'm now going to let that cure, and then I'll go in and do my filing and shaping. So I'm only going to show one of the nails being filed just to keep the length of the video down, because it is quite a long video because the nail art does take a little bit of time. So as you can see, I always start at the side walls. I'm using Glitterbels metal board file with a 100 grit refill and a 180 grit refill. I have to say I prefer the 180 grit refills. I'm not a big fan of the 100s. I just think it's really coarse. So as you can see, I start at the side walls, make sure they're nice and straight. Go to my lower arch, make sure they're nice and straight, and then the free edge. So I'm going to swap over now to my sanding band. I have this on about 8,000 RPMs. I don't have it on very powerful because I'm going around the cuticle area, and it's a 120 grit sanding band, so I don't want to take too much off the nails. So now that I've finished with the sanding band, I'm just going to go in and finish off the rest of the nail with a normal hand file. It's a 180 grit file, and then once I'm happy, I will go ahead and finish it off with my buffer. So that's all the filing and shaping done. I'm now just giving them a wipe over with some alcohol just to remove any of the dust and debris before I go in and use my gel polishes. So the gel polishes that I'm using in this set are all from Glam. It's these three neon colours, and the other ones that I use are from Beauty Luxe and I think Brillbird. Yes, I think the gold is from Brillbird, yes. As I'm not covering the full nails in colour, I'm just going to place all those colours on the back of a little stamping plate, and then I'm going to be using my nail art brushes. So I'm using the Glitterbels fine detailing brushes that come in a pack of 3. So I'm using those to do most of it. I do also go in with my own striping brushes, and that gives me the really nice straight lines. So this part of the video is really long, and I think I'm just going to let you watch this process, and I'll come back at the end, so enjoy. So I thought I would change the ring finger up a little bit and use some black as well as the white. And the more I look at it, it just looks completely out of place. So I do end up changing it, and I don't use black anywhere else in all the nails. It just looks completely out of place. There's no set pattern that I'm following. I'm just letting my creativity flow, and whatever my brain sort of tells me to do, that's what I'm doing. Also, I should have said this at the start, I'm curing each different section before I move on to the next, so the lines don't bleed. So in the likes of the middle finger here, I cured the pink and the orange boxes separately, and then I did the white box on its own, and now I'm moving on to the gold. So each section is cured individually. I thought I'd hit record whenever I was putting on the top coat. So this is me just making sure that the sides, that it hasn't run into the sides, and the free edge, just making sure that it's not running anywhere, because unfortunately the Madam Glam top coat is very runny, and it does have a tacky layer. So whenever I take it out of the lamp, I do need to take off the inhibition layer, and then that is the nails done. So here is the finished set. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's something a little bit different and a new trending nail design. So as you can see on the ring finger, the black has been replaced with the gold, and I just think it makes it look a little bit better. So if you've liked the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, why not hit that subscribe button? And I will be back with another video. So take care. See you soon. Bye.